Hey everybody, what's up, man? Today was day 3 of the World Cup. It was absolutely incredible. Some absolutely ridiculous results. But before we get into day 3, I just want to apologize for missing day 1 and 2. We will be here throughout the entire World Cup, and we will be covering crazy results and everything that's going on. It's just news from the World Cup because it is the best time of the year, best time of every 4 years, I guess. Let's be honest. That said, day 1 and 2, let's do a very quick recap. So, day 1, Qatar, host nation, loses to Ecuador 2-0. All I will say about that game is Ecuador look physical, look tough. I think that Group A will be a little bit more difficult for Netherlands and Senegal than they might think. That said, let's ring into day 2. Day 2, England destroyed Iran 6-2. They looked fearless. They looked fierce. They looked as if the goals could just keep on coming in. No disrespect to Iran, but England just outclassed them straight up all the way across the board. They're looking tough in Group B for sure. Following up in Group B, we had England take on the USA take on Wales. USA, it was basically a game of two halves. USA dominated the first half, could have had gone into the halftime at more than 1-0, but then the second half happened and they shrunk. They lost their intensity. Wales got back into the game, dominated the entire second half, and deservedly drew that game 1-1. Other game of that day, day 2, Netherlands, Senegal. Netherlands, I like the Dutch. They're an incredible footballing country. That said, under Louis van Gaal, I just think they're maybe a little weak up front. They needed 2 late mistakes, one by Edouard Mendy, or I guess 2 really by Edouard Mendy, to get their goals and win 2-0 against Senegal. I don't know. I will say one thing, though, about the Dutch. Cody Gakpo is the real deal for real. Anybody who is needing a striker, Manchester United, maybe it's time to go and pick him up. I know he was trying to, leave PSV in the summer. From my understanding, he's available for about 50 million euros. That's a great deal for somebody who's young and on fire this year. So anyway, Netherlands, we'll see how y'all do. Group B could be pretty fun. Watch that entire group. But then we get into today, day 3. Started off, got up super early. 3 o'clock my time to watch Argentina, Saudi Arabia. I was thinking, hey, you know what? Easy game. Argentina, they're going up against the 51st ranked team in the world. Saudi Arabia, no disrespect to Saudi Arabia in any way. But I was like, whatever, it's going to be a walkover. No big deal. Started off great for Argentina. Messi got, his goal to score, I think now for the 5th World Cup that he's been a part of, which is an incredible record for him. That said, didn't go as planned. Argentina had 3 goals chalked off for offsides in the first half alone. Could have been out of sight at halftime if they just knew how to time their runs, but apparently they don't. So I don't know. I'm looking at you, Angel Di Maria, just saying, and Martinez. Whatever, but second half comes in again, tale of 2 halves, and Saudi Arabia, boom, right off the bat, score a goal. I think the 48th minute to tie that game up. Boom! 5 minutes later, 53rd goal, which by the way was a beauty, curler from the edge of the box. And then Argentina just couldn't get in the game. They lost their rhythm, they lost their momentum. They tried a lot, but just Saudi Arabia truly deserved this win. Defended in numbers, were best in the second half by far, and honestly, I'd say best over the entirety of the game. Just with their game plan, Hervé Renard, mad credit to you, bro. Seriously, and I'm sorry if I butchered the name, but damn, dude, like your record internationally is impressive. Winning AFCON with 2 separate countries, helping Morocco qualify in 2018, having this crazy ass upset. And I'm talking probably easily the greatest upset in World Cup history today with Saudi Arabia over Argentina. Mad credit to you, man, and your players. Straight up, Saudi Arabia deserved this win, and currently sit top of Group C. So that in of itself says a whole lot. And then we get into the other games of the day. Denmark, Tunisia, 0-0 draw. Honestly, I thought it was kind of a boring game. Mexico, Poland, followed that up. Also not particularly exciting. I do think Mexico looks the more likely to advance than Poland. Poland looked very weak Lewandowski was pretty much not in the game at all, despite, missing that penalty. I mean, great penalty taker, he's never missed a penalty for Poland before, but, then you come up against Memo Ochoa, and, Ochoa does what he does in every single World Cup, saves some penalties, has some crazy saves. That dude literally, how he's not ever been at a top club is beyond me, but, literally, shrinks back to the club that he's at. I think he's in Liga MX right now in Mexico, I believe. I could be wrong, and correct me if I am. But literally, disappears, from mainstream European soccer or whatever for years, and then shows up at every World Cup and is ridiculous. I mean, just stupid ridiculous. Incredible goalkeeper at World Cups. He's literally been at 4 World Cups, and he's been the starter for Mexico at all 4 of them, and just, I don't know. Mad credit to Ochoa, straight up. Lots of skills. And that was pretty much, the highlight of that game was literally the penalty save. Then we get to our last game of the day for day 3, France, Australia, and boom, 9th minute, out of nowhere, Australia takes the lead against the world champions. You're just like, what just happened? I'm totally lost here. But it was incredible. It was a great goal. Honestly, great counterattacking goal, or not even counterattacking. They literally stole the ball off the field. There was a long kick up the field. I think it was Lucas Hernandez, who misjudged it, hurt his knee in the process. And then, just great assist, great goal. But then, that, of course, sparked world champion France into life. Had a good goal by Adrien Rabiot, who I still don't really see what he brings to really any team. He scored this goal, and he does that every now and again, but personally think he's pretty overrated. Whatever, no offense to Rabiot. You do what you do. You make your money, you're a professional player, but, just saying. It's my opinion. This is one man's perspective, so just saying. Then you get a goal from who I believe is arguably one of the most underappreciated, underrated players of his generation, Olivier Giroud. Scores the second. Go into the break, 2-1 up. And then the second half happens, and Mbappe does Mbappe stuff, scores a great third goal, and then hey, boom, Olivier Giroud scores a second, gets his brace, and I forgot, in the process, ties one of my all-time favorite players, Thierry Henry's record for France of 51 international goals. So, another goal for Olivier Giroud, and he is the leading scorer for France in their history, which, mad credit to you, man. Seriously, since you left, Chelsea went to AC Milan, since you've had a massive resurgence, you just are, honestly, man, incredible. You really are a phenomenal player. I, again, think you're highly underrated for what you bring to any team that you come to. So, but whether in this case it's AC Milan or France, you are a solid player, period. But what I will say is France came up, when they were down 1-0, everybody's like, oh God, here comes, the reigning champion curse. Here we go. But no, they showed their class. They came back. They dominated the rest of that game. Australia did have a couple chances, no doubt. And I think, are a decently solid team. But France wins that group easily, I think. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, that is literally our day 3 recap. Again, apologies for missing day 1 and 2. We will be back tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow. If you liked what you heard today, follow us on YouTube, on Twitter. Links below. Subscribe. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. But straight up, the World Cup is incredible. This is literally one of my favorite times in life, is every 4 years when the World Cup happens. And I'm talking whether this is, the men's World Cup or the women's World Cup. I love World Cup. It's just literally brings us all together. It is a unifying force. It is the world's biggest spectacle. I love it. I know you guys love it. And honestly, I just want to hear what you guys have to say about it. So tell me who your early favorites are, who's looking, good so far. Obviously, we're only through a couple of the groups. We got a long ways to go. But yeah, let me know what you all think. Honestly, I had Brazil and Argentina as my 2 favorites. After today's result with Argentina, I don't know. We'll see. Granted, Spain in 2010 also lost their first game and they went on to win the World Cup. So you never know. I mean, this could spark them into life, but based on that performance, they really need to pick their game up. So tell me who your favorites are. Like I said, I have Brazil and Argentina as my 2. France is looking good. England's looking pretty good. It could be anybody's ball game, straight up. So I'm excited, and I hope to hear back from you all. Looking forward to tomorrow. Tune in. Check us out. I'm here with one man's perspective, and again, it's just what I think. Let me know what you all think. Cheers.